What's up? Today we got the old farm truck in the shop. It's a F700 with the 5.9 Cummins in it. 16-foot flatbed with, I call it masonry sides. It originally was not a dump. I converted this truck into a dump. That's before I had this camera and had the idea that I should start maybe putting some of this on YouTube. But at some point, if anybody's interested, I can go through and kind of go over what took place to take and turn this from just a flatbed into a dump bed. But today, we've got exhaust manifold leaking pretty bad. So I'm going to tear into that. Shouldn't take but an hour or two here to get a lot of this stuff out of the way and pull that exhaust manifold off and just put gaskets in it. The only concern I have is the bolts are in pretty poor shape, so they don't probably look bad from here through this camera, but they're pretty bad. I'm gonna take my time on those, maybe put a little heat on them so they come out without giving me any trouble, and we will go back with new gaskets and new bolts. So we'll get going here in just a minute. So you see we've got some stuff out the way. I think we already gonna run into some trouble. Nothing too bad. This shield has to move to get to the manifold bolts. That bolt right there is already giving me trouble. And I anticipate all these manifold bolts giving me trouble. So I'm going to stop now and get the torch over here and just put a little heat down here on the base of this, where this bolt is threaded into on this manifold, and get it to expand a little bit. Probably get that bolt out and probably do the same on exhaust manifolds. And you can see this thing's been through it. It's been welded on. That's what we don't want to do. Put it to happen. Run it right off. We can handle that. Just creates more work. That kind of thing. Alright, so we're back. All the bolts are out. Got the manifold pulled back. It was a pain in the butt. The very last one, the farthest one, the bottom on the back side back there, stripped on me. The head stripped. So it was torch and vice grips, but I got it out. It definitely needs cleaning up. I actually may unhook your oil lines off turbo and just pick the whole thing up out of there, where I can get the surfaces cleaned up good. So we're back. Put this thing back together today. This would have been a quick project if you just wanted to unbolt the manifold, slip gaskets out, slip new gaskets in. You wouldn't even have to lift the manifold out like I did, but I wanted to look at the surfaces, clean them up. And it really wasn't in this truck because the hood rolls forward. And you can just stand over in here. It's not that much trouble to pull the manifold out of it. One surface is a little rough looking, concerns me a little bit, but I think we're going to be alright. I'm going to go back together with it and see what happens. So, we'll get this camera on the stand and get to bolting this thing back together. It won't take long to put it back together. The whole thing would have been quick. The biggest problem I hit was having to put some heat in there to get those bolts to turn loose and not wring them off. So that slowed me down. You just got to take it bolt by bolt and get them out. I'd rather take my time and get them out in one piece than break a bunch of them and then have to deal with that. So we're going to get at it. Alright, got the manifold bolted back in. Not bad once you get it over in there. I start the top bolts and just start them just spin them in with your fingers a little bit with the gaskets and hang it by the top bolts, and then line your gaskets up, and bottom bolts start pretty easy then. Got it all tightened up. I got to get under the truck, bolt the exhaust back on the back of the turbo. I got the pipe laying in the floor right there. I actually took it out. I got into this and found right off of the back of the turbo with the exhaust neck down right there, it had a hole with rust in it. So that was probably part of the noise I was hearing getting louder under the hood, more so than the exhaust gaskets leaking. So I took that out, cut the hole out, welded a patch in it, patched that hole up. So it should be in good shape now when we go back together, I believe. I just got to crawl under it, hang it on one hanger, and then just hook it back up into this flex line that goes up the stack right here. So ought to fall back together pretty good now. So I wrapped everything up yesterday evening and let it sit, and we'll fire this thing up, check for leaks, and then we're going to go get a load of firewood.